This video is not for the sensitive hoes. The ones who can't take anyone else's opinions except for their own. If you can't have a mature conversation, then darling, this video is not for you. You will be blocked immediately. Now remember to keep it cute, keep it mute, or get the boot. Now preparing to nanny port to Nina's Rawview. In 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, it's me, Pierre, aka Nina Bonina Osama Bin Laden Brown. So you were always a ghost white in these videos.
I know. I'm like,
do I need to cut that off?
I can't even see anything right now, but no, it's fine.
No, I just wonder. I'm just like, would that make it a little better?
Because remember last time I looked ghostly white and then you edited it and I looked a little bit more normal.
I promise y'all, she's alive. It's not a ghost. But Dallas is back for a we're doing, I guess we're trying to look professional, so y'all better appreciate the background, appreciate everything. We're doing a little video on, it was originally just going to be about how they're trying to ban drag and all these things going on now and give our input on it. And we may not see what y'all see. We may have our own opinions, and y'all know how we do here. If you can't handle that, you will get blocked and chopped immediately, for real, because I'm going to try to see it from both sides, and that's what we're going to do. And no, she's not here to disagree with me. She has her own opinions, because y'all be thinking that for some weird reason. And then also, just for fun, we're going to also...
He has a gun to my ankle.
I did.
Say something else, I'm going to shoot you.
We're going to also do a quick, meet the queens of Drag Race Espana Season 3. So...
See.
Oh, you are in Spanish, so... So I have somebody who will translate what they're saying for me. And we're going to do that, so...
Yeah, I can't wait to see theirs.
Yeah.
So nice.
And then she'll come back. She always says she'll do something, and then just like she said, "Oh, I'm gonna go running and stuff." I ain't seen her running in a little long. Zumba, I ain't seen her doing Zumba in so long. And so she was to come back for the finale, and then we have a surprise for y'all. We're about to watch Drag Race Espana really quick. We're not gonna make this long because we have so much to talk about, and we don't want to be here all night. And she's gonna try a few things afterwards. So yeah.
Bestia, y es que efectivamente.
Okay, we'll watch a little more, but Bestia. So far, cause it's kind of hard for them. Sometimes they don't really show the whole costume because they're trying to do all the extra. But what you see so far, what are you thinking?
Futuristic-esque.
No,
He would have done well in the party last night. Because I saw a lot of people dressed like this.
Once again, though, no chest.
I like the name.
But no chest, though.
That's true.
Is that a new thing going on? I guess it is.
Yeah. No chest, no one, nothing.
I almost wonder if she's a bearded queen. That's me. That's me. My drag falling apart. Wait, what did she say?
Yeah, he says something fell off of his outfit.
Wait, let me put on a caption. I'm like, duh.
And by the way, with Spanish people, they speak very, obviously it's the original Spanish, but they speak it so fast and so it's just very different. But they're so expressive. Spanish people are really funny. They got that weird comedy like English people do. You don't like that?
Yeah.
Actually, now
seeing it as a whole, I hate it. Yeah, I know.
I do not like that. I like the upper part.
It's like, why? It's like nothing's going together. It's like she just put something over some curtains.
Yeah, no wonder why it's falling apart.
Episodios impresionantes que jamás habías esperado.
That's the thing. It's like when I hear Spanish, it sounds like so many words.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, are they saying? And then rest of the caption, it's like 3 words.
But it is, yeah. It is.
That's
it's
wild.
literally the same length of words in English that he's saying.
I will say so far, as far as the quality and the theme seems more professional. Because sometimes things for them be kind of very bootleg, Drag Race, but it seems like kind of they spend a little money on something.
Yeah.
On the set and stuff.
Too much. Okay, he's just funny. He's too much. Okay.
See, and I wish I could understand, so I could get more into it and laugh. But I'm like, no.
Hola desgraciada, soy Chanel Anorex, tengo 31 años y vengo de...
Chanel Anorex.
Chanel
Anorex. Well, I think how she said, but she said Channel.
Yeah.
Chanel. I like the headpiece, I guess.
I like the outfit. I wish the body was a little bit more snatched in, like to like kind of like this, like cinched. You know.
I kind of want more from it.
But I kind of like. I like it better than the last one.
Okay.
So I'll rent it.
Okay. I'll put on layaway.
Soy la Monster Queen de la temporada.
So she says she's the monster queen. So I'm assuming that means she's the queen who's gonna bring you all the crazy looks. I'm assuming.
Okay.
We'll see. But to me, this isn't really monster though.
Yeah, I didn't really understand what she meant by that.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
Los looks y ser divertida y sobre todo imprevisible.
I would say personality-wise, she seems like she has a good personality.
Yeah, I like her already.
For TV. So
I like her. Yeah, I like her better than the first one.
Okay.
Hey, soy Clover Beach, tengo 24 años y soy la primera.
Clover Beach. I wonder if she's trans.
So I have a question. These like TS? Does that mean she's
That's trans? Then. Yes,
or
I guess she's trans.
queen?
Oh, she's trans then. If she said TS, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she said these, so I'm thinking that's probably TS.
So we have to buy it because we will be canceled if we don't like it.
Yeah, I mean I like it.
It's cute. I mean, it's cute. Yeah.
I think this outfit is like basic though. And I think this crown, I saw it on the first one. I feel like everyone's doing that
the
now.
same kind of, but maybe that's the theme. This thing is the theme.
Yeah,
Maybe.
but I saw it last night at the party too. I feel like everyone's doing
that's the
it.
thing. Most of these girls be going. I mean, not saying, but most of these girls go to the same hairstylist, the same
the
stylist.
same designer.
Yeah, so you won't see the same thing.
Muy bien. Que lo tengo más fácil por ser mujer. Tú has hecho drag.
Wait,
have you done drag with a tampon in your coochie?
That's what
Maybe
I'm saying.
she's bio queen.
Yeah, that's
then.
what I'm saying. These, what does these mean?
Well, normally TS means the trans. Yeah, like
right.
TS Madison, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm confused.
Maybe I don't get either.
I'm not gonna ask any questions because then I'll get canceled.
Right, me either. But I hope if she is a bio queen, I hope it's not like Victoria from the UK who was getting mad at people saying fish and other
I'm
stuff
sorry,
like that.
but I don't really care for that. I kind of don't like.
I don't either, but
bio
they have to keep it entertaining somehow. They can't. Just regular men in wigs aren't good enough anymore. Yeah. You're canceled. You're out.
I'm canceled.
But this is what we said. Everybody's not going to agree with everything, and it doesn't mean that somebody hates.
Yeah.
Nobody, like that's the thing.
It's just my preference.
Yeah, the minute somebody says like they don't like something, y'all think that means they hate them and they're dysphobic. It's like no, she just cares for what her opinion is of like what drag is, and that's okay.
Yeah.
We're not saying like, girl, we're not going to like you. It's just like we don't really get it, but
right,
it's what it is.
Because we dress up in heels and look in the mirror all the time, naturally.
I mean, I don't.
I'm kidding.
Talento de la mujer negra, un talento bailarina y está bastante inspirada. Evidencia que Clover Beach no tiene competencia, talento, belleza y carisma es la.
Well, she's definitely confident. Like, are you into overly confident people?
I don't mind it. I actually like it. It gives me motivation.
I don't like it really.
Why?
Because I think for me, I think it's the thing of being too cocky. Like you can be too down to yourself. You can be too cocky. Like it's just like for me.
Yeah, I understand. I can see that, but I feel like it takes a long time for some people to get to that level and then also be open with it. I can understand there's like people who are just like arrogant, like you say, but there are some people who like it takes a while for them to love themselves.
I think it's a difference. It's like the arrogance and versus you just knowing your worth.
Yeah.
But when you just think you're just like last night, we won't say which queen it was.
Yeah.
Because I had a show last night and a certain queen from Drag Race was there, didn't acknowledge me at all, walked right past me and talked to my friend, and came in there, in my opinion, with a very snooty kind of arrogance. Like they thought they were the Beyonce of the show. And secretly, more people came there for me. But anyway, that's another story. But I could be the one who's trying to be all cocky and arrogant, but I'm not. I'm just humbled that I'm there. This person seems like, y'all should look at me. I'm this person. Yeah. So there's a difference to me in like,
and I get like, I feel like that's okay when it's coming from a good person with a good heart. Not saying this is not a good person, but just I'm saying like in the sense like you could be the baddest beat in the room and still be kind and like loving and whatever, welcoming and like give the motivation to others to like embrace that within themselves, so they can also get to that level too. I like this a lot.
What does that mean?
She's from Canary.
Okay.
Canary Islands.
You got family there?
Maybe down the line. That'd be great. Then we can go on vacation there together. I really love this.
So her name is Drag Chuchi.
I like her a lot.
But she's actually giving me like every season has it. Like the UK season, I can't think of the girl's name. Cheddar. She gave me a little bit of cheddar. She gave me Acid Betty. I don't even remember who it is now. A little bit. Acid, you know, not to compare queens, but they kind of have the same on every season.
Yeah.
An aesthetic of a certain queen. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I'll rent this.
Yeah, I really like. I'll buy it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. What is this?
We just buy a random grill and just put it on the sandwich.
Those are plastic. Those are from the dollar store.
like the more they keep showing the set, I'm like, maybe it's kind of cheap. The more they keep showing it.
Yeah, I was expecting more sets.
Right.
Settings.
Right. Oh, real quick, what do you feel about bald queens? Do you think it's a cop out? Do you think it's cute? Not all the time. Sometimes.
I don't mind a bald queen. Like, I feel like because there's women who are bald too, and then like, you know, it's like that illusion of like the bald or short haircut model that I actually really like, because I kind of look like what he was saying, like androgyny. I actually love androgyny. It's very like mystical and very, you just can't tell what it.
And speaking of androgyny, we're going to get there when we talk about stuff later.
Yeah.
Like Jeffree Star's video.
Yeah.
Okay, but go ahead.
So I like it. I don't mind it as long as you're giving the illusion and everything else of the body. I don't mind it.
Okay, right. That's the point. If you're just doing it, no illusion at all, and then it's like, no. But okay. That's fair.
Inimitable.
See, I like her confidence.
See, but to me, her confidence is more approachable than the other girl. For me. You know?
I get that.
Yeah.
Y exitosa.
I like him a lot. That's my favorite so far.
Me encanta que estén a mis pies. Me encanta ver a...
So you were like, how you like a person to be more like approachable. She was just like, I love when people are at my feet. I like to watch people from above.
But she did, but she's being. I think she's being.
I know.
Yeah.
That's hilarious though.
Right.
But I like. She's my favorite so far.
Okay, and her makeup is good too. From what I can see, it's good. I feel whenever they pop them with an MTQ, I keep thinking that's their name, but it is for Meet the Queens.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like another MTQ.
Right. I know.
I'm like, I think this is the second time I saw that name.
Hornella Gongera. You said, are you calling her Raven from season 2 as a chicken? I hate this outfit. It's literally like some silver dress over like an orange tank top or a work shirt. Y'all saw our reaction. We just literally right away.
I don't like this.
I like the sparkling, I guess.
No, I don't like this. I don't like that hair.
I don't get what we have to watch. I'm like, what is this character?
I have to see her in something else.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Tengo 35 años y
Did you ever watch Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yeah.
Remember when he put the orange wig on before?
I don't remember that part.
Okay. It kind of reminds me of that.
With the
scene
orange wig.
when his brother was making his.
Right, I remember the part with the brother. Yeah, but I can't remember that specific part.
Yeah, this is like a shorter version, but I don't know why that came to my mind when I saw.
I'm gonna try to find that clip, y'all.
Oh my god.
Y es verdad. Go big or go home. No
Finally, something I understand.
Barely.
I get it. I'm like, and whose auntie is this?
That's what she looks like. Somebody's auntie.
Somebody's auntie.
Yeah.
And I guess she just purposely had on 2 different contacts. I'm like, what's going on? Okay.
Y yo no me pienso ir a mi casa.
She said she won't go home. Yeah, she go home first.
She's cute though. Ooh, yeah. I like.
First off, I love her name, Kelly Roller.
Yeah.
And then the whole play on skates. Yeah, I like play on skates.
Buy this.
You do?
I love it. Yeah, I do. I just love it. I just think she's so pretty. She reminds me a little bit of like Lady Gaga a little bit.
Okay.
Like kind of like that Lady Gaga. You know, she wears those outfits like that. Mixed with Britney Spears.
Monsters don't get me. She said it.
I know. I love Lady Gaga.
Los patines, ya lo sabéis, aunque
I thought she's butch to me. Like to me, she's butch. Like at least she is trying to feminize and put makeup on, but she's giving me. What's the guy's name that played?
Look at his neck. Look at his big old.
What's his name that played in Saved by the Bell?
Oh, Mario Lopez.
This is Mario Lopez in drag. A little bit.
He does look like Mario Lopez in drag.
The men drag. Yeah.
No wonder I'm so attracted.
Right. Oh, I just noticed a different set.
Wait, it is?
Yeah, that wasn't there before. That the carpet or the skating thing coming in with the.
Oh.
I just noticed they did have a different set. Okay. I'm sorry, literally, right. Literally right away, I was like, sorry. I'm like, Mistress, Ginger Minch, Maria Adelia. I think she looks cute though so far.
Yeah, she's cute.
Yeah.
Todas mis compañeras.
I think she's cute.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish the outfit was long all the way because at first I was like, but I also rent the outfit.
Yeah, I'll rent it too.
Yeah, but definitely if Ginger Minch and Mistress had a baby.
Yeah, definitely. And I like the long too.
Okay.
Look, you're back on the.
Right, and of course she would have the grill.
Right, it was
the big girl with the grill, right?
Años y soy el sueño de esta temporada.
I like her name already. My grandfather's. Oh, you can pause it.
Paquita. Oh, go ahead.
Paquita. My grandfather's nickname was Paquito.
What does it mean?
Well, my grandfather's name was Francisco, and they typically for Francisco, the typical nickname is Paco. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you're, let's say your name is Richard, but your nickname is Dick. Have you heard of that?
No.
So there's like different, like Robert.
Right.
The nickname for Robert is typically Bob.
Okay.
Have you heard of that?
No.
Okay. Well, in certain places, like, there's a nickname for your name. Like, Francisco, the typical nickname is Paco. Mm-hmm. But, like, you know, out of love, they'll call him Paquito.
Right.
And so I don't know if that's her name or if she's packing. I don't know if that's why they
I thought she meant or Pakistan. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know. But
I
like
love how
name.
This whole time she was, like, just speaking really just American. And then the minute she gets her name, she goes from, and, like, you know, they called him, like, Franco, but then got a Paquito.
You know I hate when they do that on Spanish television. You know when it's at Spanish television, they'll be like, aquí estamos en Atlanta, Georgia.
That was, you know,
I hate that.
I'm like,
just say it in Spanish. Like,
but this person gives me, like, even though I think she's cute, but I definitely could see somebody who thinks because they're skinny and they have, like, these cheekbones, they don't have to put too much makeup on and stuff because they're like, I'm fishy. You know, I get that from her already.
Yeah. She's a top model.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. But
or what is it? No, it's supermodel. Like, you know, supermodels.
What do you think though? Like, I mean,
I haven't really seen her outfit so far. I'm kind of trying to get the package deal, but I did get very harsh bone structure from her. I like the eye makeup, but then I can't really tell if it's the eye makeup or if it's like her structure, like you said.
Yeah, she has very
So not sure yet.
Okay.
I will say this. You can pause it. I really like her outfit. Like, I love it.
But I'm sorry.
And I like with the tattoo.
But the outfit's wearing her. Because she's so small.
Yeah.
And, like, it's like, we get it. You're, like, the model. You know, I'm skinny. I'm a model kind of thing. But it's wearing her. I'm sorry. Like, it's too big.
Yeah. I like it. I like the outfit. Like you said, it is swallowing her whole. So, you know, if she would have padded and she had the thick thighs going on with it, it would look sick. And she could have been like the tatted, big-breasted, you know, queen. I do think she's really pretty. I do think because she's structured, she's not using a lot of makeup. She's doing a whole eye makeup thing with no contour or anything else.
I mean, she's bronze and stuff, you know, but she's
but that's like what I had on last night.
Right.
You know, yeah, I'll rent.
She's like the Janice Dickinson of Drag Race.
Yeah.
Secretly.
Yeah. Yeah. If I see this one more time.
Right.
A mí eso de la goma. Yo, la pinchadora.
Don't like it. Don't like it.
Pinchadora. She looks like, oh my God, I can't think of the girl's name. The one that on UK, her name was kind of similar to another girl that had like a drug name. That with a C, I think. And she also gives me from the last season. Never mind. It's too many seasons. But why you don't like her? What?
I just don't like I don't really like campy stuff.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of camp.
Well, James Mansfield, you heard it here. She's not your fan.
Well, actually, no, I like James Mansfield a lot. He's so funny to me. Like, funny.
Well, we'll see if he's
funny. But I don't really like this kind of campy.
Okay. It kind of give me Pandora box too a little bit. But we'll see, though, what she offers.
Pitita, tengo 27 años y vengo de la bella ciudad.
Pitita. I think I'm gonna buy this. Like, I would not wear it, but just because, like, I feel like out of everybody so far, it's really extra. It just kind of, it catches your eye. You're like, oh, okay. She's like one of those. What are they called? Those that you put to your fortune.
A fortune teller.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would have to rent it. It's not really like giving.
Yeah, I ain't gonna wear it. But you bought the other girl, the one that what she had one. It was like, really bought that. She just had a leotard.
Hot. What's his name?
The trade of Drag Espana season 3.
I like them.
Even though it's no trade.
She's hot. I changed my mind. I'm gonna buy that because the way I didn't like it, the way they had him laying down. It looked kind of crazy to me. But that shot with him sitting down looked amazing. The way it's wrapped around. That looked really cool.
And dang, her contour big.
Yeah, and I like the eye makeup too.
It's like, shoo.
Like that was fire.
See.
La moda es mi oxígeno. Sin ella.
I live for those saying fashion is my oxygen.
Yeah.
I can't breathe without it.
Yo soy Vania Vainilla.
Vanilla.
I like it. I really like it. I'm gonna
cute.
rent that.
But
yeah.
I feel like they have a lot of. I mean, I don't want to be funny, but I feel like they have a lot of older queens, or most of them look older. I guess.
Yeah, I think they are older. I kind of like that. There's one that's really young. There's like a 28-year-old, and then you got the other ones, and I'm like, okay.
No, but because
I feel like nowadays it's not.
Well, especially in the States, it's like the younger girls.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I appreciate that. That's really cool. And I like her body. Like I think she did a good job trying to like add shape to the outfit. The makeup, I'm not a huge fan of the makeup.
Okay.
But everything else I really, really like.
Okay.
So I'm going to rent it.
Soy la comedy queen de esta temporada.
She's the comedy queen. Normally the comedy queen girls that say they're comedy queens, it doesn't translate on the show sometimes. Or they don't even make it to like the comedy roast or the snatch game, but we'll see.
Mi objetivo en Drag Race es...
Well, they say it's good to have a goal.
Yeah.
That's her goal. That's her goal in life.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true. There is one guy who's kind of cute on the season of Drag Race, the orange hair guy.
Oh, Lord. He's allegedly straight. Allegedly.
Yeah, the straight guy. Straight.
Perras, que ya llegó la mera mera.
Visa. I'm more of an American Express girl. This look, you probably remember, but it was on season 7. Violet Chachki had a look where she had like a Hello Kitty runway, and she had like a kind of a pink steering wheel around her head. Not that, but it's very big and dramatic. But her makeup actually looks good, like him blending in, like zooming in. You see like her patterns she drew and stuff. But I'm still gonna rent it though.
I'm gonna buy it. Okay. I really like it, and I like the body too. It just seems like very, like she tried all over. It seems like the body, the face, the makeup. It's very creative.
Right. It's not lazy.
Yeah. Right. And I like Mexico queens too, so I feel like they're creative.
Y por supuesto, el pico.
My thing is, I mean, maybe she lives there, but I'm like, how do you travel with this stuff?
Right.
Like I guess you gotta ship it off in advance. Cause I'm like, there's no way like you.
Yeah, because even if they live there, it's just like U.S. They're coming from all over the country. Right. You know, so yeah. Or this is probably one of those things that you stick together.
Maybe.
You know.
Maybe.
You got to. Like, there's no... Is
this
the last one? Thank God.
It's like so draining to us. I know y'all at home outside are like, yeah, season 3, yeah. We're like
30 years in.
Right. What do you think though of like of the cast?
I like
so
it.
far?
I like the energy. I can't wait to see what they're like with each other.
How many girls is that? It felt like 30.
I want to say it was like
10?
15.
Okay, maybe.
Was it 15? You just said 10.
I didn't play too much.
Maybe one kept coming back 10 times.
It seemed that long. I don't know.
No,
but
there was like 15.
No. We'll see. I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch it personally, but I just wanted to do this, so y'all could, add it to the video. Now let's get to the serious stuff. Where some of y'all block us,
which is not so serious, but
it is.
People are gonna make it serious.
Yeah, they are.
This is what the times we're living in. Is everything is serious.
Right.
Nothing can just be a conversation.
Be right back. So before we get into the nitty gritty, one more time I said, well, she's gonna try some things. She's gonna try that thing spoon I call the doodle spoon that I was forced to. Well, I didn't force, but people want me to try their candies. So here you go.
I do this.
Now, mind you, her childhood, she eats anything, so she may find it good.
I really do.
She may be like, yeah, this is delicious. Ronaldo was like, it wasn't bad to him, but once again, he's Ronaldo. I mean, what doesn't
I
he
saw
eat?
that when he tasted it.
What doesn't he eat?
This is old, isn't it? How long have you had
I
this?
mean, no. I mean,
You're like, no, it's called a doo-doo spoon for a
right.
reason.
Doodle doesn't inspire. I thought you gotta kind of go a couple of times to really get it. It's
I like it. It tastes like what's that called? Pulparindo. I love pulparindo.
Oh gosh.
Get it nice and look.
Well, that was a bust.
This was a little bit. This was a little bit sweeter. It has like more strawberry in it. It seems like.
Remember when we tried those nasty chips, but they weren't that bad. Remember we had like the horse with the horse flavor and like.
No, those were bad.
No, one of them wasn't that bad. It was the one that was like it smelled like vinegar. It was like, was it the fish?
Oh, no,
one?
no, yeah, the one that was a horse was not as bad. Mm-hmm. But the other one was like
the fish.
It was
thing
like toe jam or something.
So stank. You know, one day I didn't do a thing where we record us playing like board games. I think that could be fun. Mm-hmm. Like recording like games, like board stuff or whatever. I'm actually gonna finish that.
It's all good. I love this. We're gonna try this after.
Right, so, okay, while she's enjoying that doo-doo, let's. So, guys, now you know she does toss salad. She didn't deny.
I'm kidding.
so okay, serious talk. So, I'm sure a lot of y'all have been hearing about all this like recent stuff going on with banning drag, and I think in Tennessee, I think recently I saw Cynthia Lee Fontaine do a post about in Texas. Basically, any state that starts with the letter T, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it hasn't been in Georgia.
There's only 2 in the country, so,
right.
Just don't go there. I'm kidding.
Or Tampa.
I'm kidding.
It's a city. I know, but still.
Wait, did you say city or state?
City.
Oh, never mind. Sorry.
Girl.
Tennessee. You said. Never mind.
Get out of my country.
Yeah.
So they're trying to ban it because they're saying that it's not safe for kids. Like, you help me, you correct me if I'm wrong, but they're trying to say it's like not safe for kids. It's making kids confused, and like basically looking at drag as like it's some sexual drug like thing. Like,
yeah, PORN.
Right, PORN.
I don't think you can say that.
Right, PORN.
Yeah.
So they're trying to ban it. So what do you think about that? I mean, what do you like? Do you? I know you were saying before we were talking privately, like you kind of understand a little bit, but then you also so like, what do you know?
Yeah, so I feel like for me, the way I see it, it's like one, I think that it's been politicized. So I feel like, you know, one thing I hate about just society right now is just like everything has to be left or right, like, you know, Republicans this, Democrats that, and you know, if you're of any like group, you have to just 100% agree with like the Democrat side. And I feel like for me, what I see it as is some drag performances can be very adult,
but I'll cut you real quick. But that's not meant for like story time in a library.
Right, exactly. And that's where I'm going to get to.
Okay.
So it really just depends on the situation. So I see it like this. Drag is like you, for example. When you're in drag, you're not necessarily out here twerking and doing whatever. You're just in your artistic form. And I feel like with that, like that's normal. Like it's a part of a person's lifestyle, you know. If they're a drag queen, whatever, that doesn't necessarily mean they're out here twerking and gyrating and doing whatever, you know. So I do understand, like, if you're a parent and you're okay with like taking your child to go to a drag, you know, story, whatever, that's fine. It's up to you as a parent, but you also as a parent don't have to do that, or you don't have to allow that, right? But I think what I've seen online is there are some weirdos, parents that I feel are weirdos, who take their kids to like clubs where it's like me taking my kid to Midtown,
right?
And they're doing a drag show and the drag queens are like pop locking and dropping it.
But that being said, parents take their kids to gay pride, which they're not going for like to see sexual things. They're just trying to be like, we're here to say we support you guys. Right. But the thing is that you can't help what you're going to see when you're at pride.
Right, and that's the parent's choice. Yeah. But they also have to be aware that there are some parents who are not going to want their kids to see that. Yeah. So there's like things that you'll say, for example, and this is where I disagree with like the banning of it. Like I do think that there needs to be some sort of responsibility. Like as adults, we need to be responsible. Like one, they shouldn't like establishments, if you're going to be having like drag queens who are doing the sexual stuff and having like their crotch out and stuff like that and whatever, I think that there should be an age limit, like 18 and up.
But I think it's kind of how it's always been. Like this drag library thing kind of just popped up out of nowhere, and like not too long ago, that they're doing.
But I think that's where I think it's become sort of like an extreme thing, because people are kind of like, oh well, we see all these videos of, and I think Texas, there's a few places that have been doing it where it's a little bit too much. And so I feel like people will see the bad actors.
But the pictures that I've seen, that I've seen, I've just seen drag race girls or drag queens just dressed as like Disney princesses, just telling the story. I haven't seen nobody like in the library wearing pantyhose and bras doing
Well, that's
anything.
What I'm saying. It's not the same thing. It's
right.
two different.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like somebody even had an argument of what's the difference of like bio women, whatever. At Disney dressed as Cinderella or a Little Mermaid or something like that. Like what's the difference in that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. There are two different scenarios that people are using. So there's the drag queens in like the adult sections, like in the adult settings that parents. So I think what people are seeing are two different things. So there's the drag queen story hour that seems normal, right? It's like normal. It's like, okay, cool. You're taking your kid to see a drag queen,
right?
And reading, and that's normal. That's fine. But there's also in those same areas, there's people who are trying to like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take my kid to go see a drag show.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And we know that a lot of drag shows, there's gonna be a little bit of everything,
cursing, all kinds of stuff.
Everything.
But that's just like, okay, if you take your kid to a comedy club.
Yeah, I don't. I don't think that they should be there.
Right, they should in general, or like even back then. Remember Freaknik?
Yeah.
I wonder if people had kids out there driving around seeing all that.
Yeah.
Like so. Whether it's like Freaknik is like was a thing in Atlanta where like kind of like straight pride in a way. You know, it was just a bunch of like
debauchery,
hoochie mamas twerking out the car and a lot of stuff going on. And
but we can all agree that that's
not for kids. Yeah, period.
But that's what I'm saying. Like even with like, so everyone should choose what they want for their children to be exposed to. But I don't think there's anything wrong with you as a parent. Like I said, if you take your kid to a drag queen story hour, that's fine. That's up to you. But the other stuff, and I'll send you some videos of what I'm talking about so you can see what I'm saying and why I think people are freaking out and saying, oh, we got to ban this because this is not okay. And I feel like, I understand why a person would say we need to ban this. This is not appropriate. But I don't think they're going about it in the right way. Because I do think that they're misconstruing the two. Because I don't think that every drag queen is doing that. Like, I don't think the majority of drag queens are out here, like, necessarily, putting on these shows, like a burlesque show for children. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that.
No.
But it's going to get mixed in.
Right. Trinity K. Bonet had posted a picture, a side-by-side of her and Beyonce wearing, like, the same outfit. And she said something like, what's the difference in this and that? Like, both of them are dressed sexy. And Beyonce's like, kids are watching that. So just like kids are watching Megan Thee Stallion and all these girls, and
but they shouldn't.
But they shouldn't, but they do. But they're not trying to ban it. That's the thing, I guess. Yeah. So it's like, I think that's Trinity's point. Like, what's the difference? Like, y'all not trying to ban that. So, and that's where I think, yes, it's kind of tick for tack. Like, if you're going to like come for this, then come for that. Because I don't think any kid should be watching Macaroni Wop and all that kind of stuff they be saying. Like, I mean, but we were younger, we were watching Little Kim and stuff, and like and everything. But like, parents, you can only control so much to a point. The good thing is back when we were younger, there wasn't really internet or social media, so they can kind of watch you a little more.
Yeah.
But now kids can be on Twitter, where Twitter is supposed to be like not rated or raunchy, but they literally have PORN on Twitter. So you can only control a little much of what your kids can watch.
Right.
You know, but at the same time, it's like, once again, like DragCon.
Right.
I personally, in a way, sometimes don't know if kids should be there, even though I know it's like it's set up as like a friendly event, like Comic-Con or something like that. You know, it's like just drag queens walking around selling merchandise and stuff. But then there's guys there walking around in jock straps selling underwear. But what are they? Should they not do that?
I think that there should be maybe like a time set up where kids are allowed and they don't have that.
Right, that's the same.
You know, because I agree with what you're saying. It's like, because I don't, like, for example, when that whole WAP, when, what's her name, Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion did that presentation for, I think it was for the MTV Awards or something like that, and they were like on the stage doing the most, I was like, this is crazy. Like, some stuff just goes a little too far in society. And I do agree with what you're saying. It's like, no one should have any favor. And one, I think that, you know, what I don't think is fair is if an establishment, and this is where I think, like, I hate politicians, like, across the board, is, you know, they're, like, everybody, each side is trying to control something in some way, shape, or form. And it's like, you know, I just don't feel like if an establishment, a private establishment, wants to have a drag show, right? I don't think that anyone should, or like the government should be able to come in and say, you as a private business owner can't have this because children are in the area. It's like, no, like, or maybe I can put a sign up or something saying drag show during this time. There might be some, you know, whatever.
Right.
Because we still do have a, you know, like, for children, I feel like a responsibility to them, you know, but at this, you know, I just don't feel like, they should be exposed to certain things when they're too young.
And we're not saying just drag.
No,
I'm saying
because even general. With like I said, the Cardi B situation, it's just some things like you shouldn't have your kids watching that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's like burlesque or anything. Like, yeah, it's art. Yeah, it's creative. Yeah, it's, you know, whatever. But there's always going to be a sexual connotation to it, whether you want to agree or not. There is.
Yeah, and just like let their kids watch horror movies when they're young. You know, I remember watching Chucky and stuff when I was young. You know, it hasn't made me no bad person or anything. You know, but just, you know, but some like, hey, what did we do? They don't let their kids watch that kind of stuff. You know, so it's like, once again, it's all about the parenting in a way. And then also, I mean, picking back to like favoritism and stuff. Like, even with me, and you know, I've been through this with like YouTube and stuff, and like I can post the most simplest thing that's not bad at all, and they're like, this can't be on here. Yeah. But then once again, you go back to WAP or something, that's okay to be on YouTube for everybody to click on and watch, you know. But me and padding, you know, it's like, oh no, you can't have it on here. So I think it all leads back to some of it really is honestly just homophobia, or transphobia. It really, because like, even like, I think even with the library thing, the reading a book, it's not even the fact that it's raunchy. It's just that they are mad because it's a man in a wig. Some people, not all people, but I think most people are just mad about that point. Like, if it was a woman, you know, bi woman in doing the same thing, it wouldn't be an issue. But because it's a man in a wig, I think that's the issue. Yeah, I think, you know. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, obviously, like, there are going to be some people who are, you know, they have some sort of discriminatory feelings against these people. I do think, like you said, the drag queen story hour, I think that's not as big of a deal. Why is it needed though? But I think, like, for me, like, there's certain things that, like, certain topics that just shouldn't be discussed with children, and I think this is another thing too. I think let me add this to it, because this is part of it, like the public school aspect, because I think some of the parents were mad at there being drag queen story hour during public school. But I don't know, because just really quick, you know, Bina, you were just saying about the kids thing.
Yeah. Okay, so that goes a little bit towards what I'm saying.
Like, and real quick, like, that's a video that I guess is like some kind of cartoon in the UK or something, and teaching kids at such a young age about stuff that honestly we just started learning, and that people. Another video that we'll get to with Jeffree Star, you know, saying how people were bored during the pandemic, and they just started coming up with all these different names. This is what he said, and it's like, and it's like, we're still learning all these new terms, and this is, and now you want to teach little kids. So you want to teach little kids stuff like that. I personally don't think any kid should be in tune with at such a young age, like, because I think that does confuse people a little bit. But go ahead.
Yeah, because I'm so confused, and I'm 30.
Right.
No, but what I was saying, that's my point. It's like, I think from what I'm seeing is that, so there's a few different discussions going on here too, and which is the part that kind of annoys me, because I'm like, okay, there's so many different conversations that are being used to really honestly divide people, divide the community, divide communities of people, but like, as far as like the drag queen story hour, there's like people who do it obviously in private settings and in private companies, but I think I've also seen, I've seen online videos where they'll bring it like a person who's gonna read like a drag queen to a public school, and it's like, you know, public schools serve different communities. You know, there's people who, you know, are more conservative, there's people who are more liberal, and you really have to, you know, bring the common ground there, and, you know, you have to understand, like, not everybody's gonna be accepting of that, and if you're gonna do something like that, you know, create a program where maybe you are saying, hey, we're gonna have this person here, you know, we would like the parents to sign off, or, you know, where it's like balanced. But I feel like also you have to, in a place like that where it's like a public school, not necessarily a public setting, but like a public school, or somewhere where it's like funding by the community as a whole with taxpayer dollars and stuff. You have to find a neutral ground. And when I was growing up, you know, I feel like our schools, I could never tell like where my teachers were on certain issues. Like, I never heard anyone talk about religion. I never heard anyone talk about anything. It was just math, science, history, English, and it was period. That was it, you know. And I'm just kind of like, where did people get into like bringing like drag queens on campus or whatever? Which, again, if it's a, you know, if it's a coffee shop or something like that, and a parent wants to take their kid to go see a drag queen, that's fine, you know, that, do whatever. But, you know, you're gonna also have people, if there's a public school or a place where your kids are in school, they're not gonna be as accepting. So I just don't understand, you know, why there's not like an actual conversation happening across the board, versus people are just like up in arms and like attacking each other and like really, you know, just dividing, like furthermore dividing, you know, different communities. And I'm just kind of like, I think it's done on purpose, but like, I just don't understand a lot of like the modern society in general. Like, the things that were common sense to us before don't seem like common sense anymore.
Well, that's common sense is out the window.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, most of that stuff is being brought up now. I really do believe it's because of RuPaul's Drag Race. I truly believe that show has caused a lot of stuff that's going on now. I really do, because the people really talking about drag like that until the show became really, really mainstream, and everybody wanted a piece of it. And now that it's all overexposed and everything.
But this doesn't make any sense why a person would just make a bill like that. And when you start digging down, you start looking through, you're like, oh, like that's kind of a weird video. Like, if you start seeing some of the videos, and I'm going to send you some, maybe you can add some clips or whatever, but like, you're just kind of like, what is this? You know, I just don't understand why why parents are even bringing their kids to something like this, you know?
Well, but I want to go back to like the video, like with the little cartoons and stuff too, because I'm like, besides the whole drag, you know, in libraries and all that kind of stuff, it's just, at what point is it like, because I know somebody made a point before. They were like, who was it? Was it Selena or one of them? It was like, oh, my mom. And when I was younger, they tried to give me a picture of Hilary Duff and was like, ain't she pretty? That's her girlfriend. And so he felt like that means like she's trying to confuse him and make you think a certain way. Yeah. So then they're trying to use that with like people saying like, what we're putting into these kids' heads now is kind of doing the same thing. It's like, just let kids think for themselves. Yeah. And then grow with themselves. Because then we don't know how somebody's gonna turn out. But if you keep putting things in their head, you're gonna make them more confused. And I'm sorry, like when we were younger for the most part, I'm not saying this right or wrong, but we just knew gay, straight, bi, trans, maybe androgyny, maybe cross-dresser or something, but like now it's just like all these things that truly just don't, and which leads me to this video, Jeffree Star.
I'm not into all the other bullshit. I think. What other bullshit? The they and them. Yeah. And all that extra shit that we added during the pandemic because everyone was so bored on their fucking houses. They just started to make up more shit and more shit. More stuff. Yeah. That's where the conservatives like me because I'm just real. Yeah, you do have a conservative vibe to you. You're not they and them. You're trans, you're male or you're female. And you're standing on that. So mad when I say that. How are you a they? What the fuck does that mean? It's stupid is what it is. Yeah. But you need someone like me that looks like me to say it. Because if you say it, it turns into you're homophobic, you hate trans people, you hate gays. And it's just how you feel. You don't hate anyone. You just think it's stupid.
You're conservative.
I personally, as y'all know, I don't really care for Jeffree Star. I haven't even seen Jeffree Star in a long time. And sometimes I know that some people do things for attention. And I think he wants to be liked by everybody, including conservatives and everything. But I don't think he was saying it just to get them to like him. I think that's just how Jeffree Star is. Like, he's never called himself they or them or trans or anything. He just knows that he's a feminine, androgynous guy that wears makeup. And so I know a lot of y'all are probably mad at that, but y'all won't cancel Jeffree because he's doing Jeffree Star. But I'm here to say secretly, and I'm sorry, but I agree with him for the most part.
Why are you sorry though? Like, you shouldn't be sorry.
I know I shouldn't be sorry for how I feel. I know, but you got to be careful on here because and once again, that doesn't mean that people hate people that think they're these ways. We just don't have to, like, my mind, I really try to understand.
And that's my thing with,
hey, I don't want to add this in really quick. That doesn't mean that when I say I agree with him, it's not everything that was said, but there's certain parts that I do agree with. So, it's not everything, but it's like I do agree with some of his statements. Because, as doing drag in a way you kind of are, like, in a way, them or they. But at the same time, for me, I know that it's a separate thing. I know that for me, the drag is not a trans part of me or whatever. It's just like a creative art process of me. That's one side of me. But everyday life, I'm just Pierre, one person. But when I am, doing drag, then I'm that other person. So for me, I just look at myself as Pierre, that happens to do drag.
When I was saying, like, nowadays people make everything like you're either conservative or you're liberal. Like, no, like, I just think when I see something, I'm going to observe it and I'm going to make an assumption off of it based off of what I'm seeing. And I had somebody tell me that too, like, when I was having a conversation with somebody about, like, the vaccine, because I'm not, well, let me say it in robotics because you're gonna get demonetized. Vic is good. I'm kidding. No, and I was having a conversation about that, and they asked me if I was a conservative, and I was like, no, like, I'm not either. I'm just basically making my point. I'm just making my opinion, and they kind of looked at me sideways like, we're not going to be friends anymore, Right. And no, like, we're fine. But, it's just like, it doesn't always have to be just me stating my opinion. It doesn't have to be me taking a side. Right. And, nowadays, I feel like that is the antithesis of, like, freedom of speech is trying to tell somebody that they're canceled for their opinion. Right. That is, to me, the dumbest and most almost disgusting thing that you can tell a person. Right. And honestly, it's the lowest level of bullying because everybody in this, society nowadays wants to talk about bullying and whatever.
But they're the biggest bullies.
That is the biggest type of bullying is, you know, it's like that emotional abuse, psychological abuse. That to me, anybody who does that can like kiss my rear end to the, you know, infinity, like, and beyond. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just, you know, I don't think that you should apologize, because I actually, you know, I agree.
Yeah.
And again, you're an adult. Everyone is an adult. You can identify as whatever you want.
Yeah, do you?
Can, you know, whatever. I'm gonna respect you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, you know, whatever. But I do not agree.
Right. No, that's the point. It's like, even if we don't agree and we don't understand it, that doesn't stop you from still doing you.
Right.
Like, you, at the end of the day, you can be they, them, this, that, at the end of the day. But we have the right to not agree with it if we don't agree with it. And it's not that we're not trying to not agree with it. It's that we really can't wrap our mind around it. You know, because we're looking at one person, not they or them. You know, it's like, if you're trans, fine. Like, you know,
but
you're
back in the day, this is my thing. Like, trans people didn't come up with this.
No.
Because trans people are literally like, hey, I'm a woman or I'm a man.
I'm the opposite. That's, you know, what, you
That's
know.
what trans used to be.
But now it's just whatever
different,
you want it to be.
You know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, nowadays it's become something so different. I don't really understand it. Like,
I feel like we've made for a group of people who say we don't like labels. Don't label us.
No.
But
post pandemic, that's what you guys are all about.
No,
I'm kidding.
No, but it's true. No, it's like, but we have gave ourselves so many labels. I mean, like when, like, so it's like, once again, though, this is just how we feel.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't make you mad, because you are free to still do you and be you.
Yeah.
But we don't get it, you know, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But I'm leading to that because I'm like, so all these conservatives and everything, or people, whatever, you know, they don't understand it. You know, you can't really get mad at them, because like 1 minute you're like, okay, y'all say y'all this, and then the next it changes the next day or something like that, and then kids can get really confused with that. Even adults, we're confused with that. So it's like, you know, I'm not going to tell, if I had a child or my niece, I'm not going to tell them like they or them or that. I'm going to let them figure it out for themselves of what they are, what they want to do, what they want to be. You know, I'm not going to put nothing in their heads or anything. My niece, she watched Drag Race when she was little, like younger, but now she watched it again. She kind of understands it more. But like them watching Drag Race, even on Drag Race, you know, we kind of dress a little provocative sometimes or say things on there, but she also understands it a little bit, you know. So she's
also
like,
7 years old. She's a little bit older.
Yeah. So she gets, you know, she gets it. But in some other child at 7 years old could take it another way. Yeah. You know.
But you know, my thing too is like, I think it's, you know, obviously back in the day, we didn't need anybody telling us what that was for us to just become who we were. Like, you didn't need anybody telling you anything about gay, straight, drag, anything, and you just blossomed into it. Unfortunately, you did have bullying, you did experience homophobia, unfortunately, and that's something that should be stopped. You know, obviously there are some bad people out there who are just they have internalized, you know, homophobia, transphobia, things like that. But as a whole, you don't need to teach a child anything, you know, for them to you know, ultimately become themselves. You know, and I don't think that any child, whether, you know, you're straight or whatever, should be talked about sex or relationships. Like when I was a child, there was no, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, anything. It's like, no, you don't talk about any of that. And then, you know, even when I was in high school, there was no, you know, I obviously had a boyfriend behind my mom's back, but you know, there was no having boyfriends or having anything like that. So, you know, I just feel like,
but okay, go back to the homophobia thing and everything. It's like, I need these, because I don't think you think as adults just watching, but there's kids watching too, and maybe some adults who are just childish, immature. But like, I really want y'all to understand the difference of when somebody is literally being phobic. I don't think y'all know. Like,
it's really
like it's literally y'all throw around so many words that y'all don't know the meaning to. Period. Like, even like, what is the whole? Everybody's iconic. Everybody is not iconic, girl. Like, just like everybody ain't trade. So it's like. Like, for real, but going back to this, like, for real, it's like, because once again we have a different opinion. Y'all say that's homophobic, that's transphobic, We ain't say not one mean thing about anybody trans or anybody non-binary.
We said something against what they believe. I'm kidding.
No, but that's how it works though. It's like it's that controlling mentality. It's that if you don't think like us, then you're canceled, buddy. And that's like that is a negative, nasty way of like living. And y'all be saying that about me. Oh, y'all follow Nina because y'all control it. It's like, no, y'all was somebody to follow y'all. And it's like we are free mind thinking people over here on this channel.
Nina blocked like 200,000 people already.
Yeah,
I don't think she cares.
Right, I don't. Yeah. So it's like learn the difference. Like I'm telling y'all, go to pages like World Star Hip Hop, go to the Shade Room where they really, well, you will see what phobic is. Like for real, just because we don't agree with something, that does not make anybody phobic. Period. They're so worried about banning drag, which I do think is stupid. There's other things in the world going on right now that really should be the main focus, and maybe this is a distraction from what's going on.
That we're about to be in.
Yeah, like that, and like gun laws. So not it's like I know people will say, okay, guns don't kill people. People do.
I'm one of those believers. Okay,
but what is a drag besides being sexual? You can't shoot a drag queen at somebody. Right. So why are you trying to? So they're so concerned about banning drag, but not all the gun laws, which children are being killed by guns and school shootings and things and everything. Why is that not the main focus? Like, and I get it. We really don't need guns. I mean, like, we don't. So it's like,
I think we do.
But we really don't, though. I mean, because people are crazy. But if we didn't have that, then it wouldn't be so. I mean, like, I'm saying to you, what's more important, gun law or drag law? Banning drag or banning guns?
I wouldn't take either. See,
no, but if you had to, though, if you had to.
Don't make me choose. I'm kidding.
I would hope you would ban guns.
No, like I don't believe in banning either. I'm just gonna stick to that because that's not a reality. I wouldn't want any of them to be banned. Obviously, I do. If you're asking me a question, like I'm gonna be a little bit more objective about this because I don't think both should be banned. Do I think that if it came down to it, I would be more inclined to be open to a certain regulation of guns versus regulation of drag. But I don't, because it's a lot deeper than that. But there are, like, I honestly feel like they're trying, like the gun regulation, they're trying to be a little bit too harsh with them, and there's a lot of regulations that I don't agree with. But if I had to choose of those two, I would be okay with regulation of some sort of regulation of guns. Yeah, I mean, regulation of drag.
I think just the point is like they're so focused on drag when there's other stuff going on right now in the world that actually causes harm to people. Yeah, and I feel like the gay thing is always the easy way out. Like it's always the easy way out. It's like when it's like there's so many priests that are sleeping with these children and all kind of things. It's not just drag, and it's so many, like, you hear about so many child molestation from straight guys, fathers and everything, and these and all these sex offenders that are around.
Well, this is another thing. I don't know if you've heard of this too, though, and which is why I feel like people in the LGBTQ community should really open their eyes about. There are some people who are trying to add into, like, they're trying to be a part of the LGBTQ movement or group, and they're trying to basically normalize pedophilia and normalize that. So there's like more to it, I feel like, that people aren't aware of, which for me, like I said, it breeds extremism in people. So, and that's why I'm like, people really need to have a really sit down conversation about what's going on, because there's a lot of people who are trying to do little things. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard of the term minor attracted person. I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's a thing. And that's, and I don't think it's a part of it, a part of the community, but I think that some people are trying to attach themselves to it. And it's adding to the drag thing, which I do think I agree with what you're saying. Like, they're, it almost makes, gay people, or, because not every drag queen is gay nowadays too. So that's where it also gets kind of gray. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. But, it's just kind of like y'all are trying to attach so many things to gay or, you know, drag or LGBT or whatever, and it's like you said, it's not, they're not the only group that or not the only group, it's they're not, like, assuming that every single gay person is you know, like a priest, like trying to be a pedophile or something like that is wrong,
right?
You know, when in reality, you know, there's been people who are, like you say, like homosexual or not, I'm not homosexual, heterosexual, who have committed these crimes and haven't, you know, gotten the backlash.
Yeah,
or maybe they have,
right. But all you hear about is like mostly gay, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
and I just feel like like is this always the easy, like, it seemed like whatever when it comes to like LGBT, whatever, like that's like always the top sin or something. That's the worst thing in the world. No, for real, like I really believe that there are some parents out there who would prefer their child to be a murderer and a drug dealer than to be gay. I do believe that. Like, they really, like, that's how bad it is for some people. Well, some people are saying stuff like, where are all the celebrities and stuff who's been on Drag Race or stuff like that? They're all quiet about this kind of thing and the banning and all that. What do you think about that? Or like, what do you think can
Why
be?
Why does everybody always have to say something for them to be like in support of you?
I think because sometimes you do need bigger people, I think, with a bigger platform to say something. Like, I think RuPaul was quiet for a minute, but then she did say something, whatever. It doesn't mean it's gonna change anything, but I guess it just like it gets the word out to more people, you know. But like, what do you think? Because I do feel like, here's the thing, I feel like if they allow this and it gets worse and worse, which I think the world, in my opinion, is getting worse. I don't think it's getting any better, to be honest. But I feel like we're going backwards, and I feel like if they can allow this, and everybody out there laughing like, oh yes, get them, then that what would it do to stop them from going back to, you're black, you can't sit here, you can't eat in our establishment, you can't, you know, they can start adding all kind of rules. You know, America wants to be the land of the free, but I feel like slowly somebody said that it's starting to turn to Russia. So I don't know, like I feel like if they can allow this to happen, don't think they can take away some other thing that y'all don't think they can, because I think it's trying to get to this thing of like controlment and like making us like bow down as people. I believe that.
I don't really believe that.
You don't? Okay.
I don't think people can go back in time with certain things. I really don't. Like, I think that people just say that and use that as like a way to like have urgency, which I understand, like, oh, you want urgency, whatever. It's kind of like the abortion issue, like, oh, if they take abortion away from you, don't think they won't take this. Like, okay, like, but two things can be you know, separated. It doesn't have to be equal, but I mean, I'm not saying it's not an urgent issue, but obviously, you know, like, I feel like people do this a lot with a lot of like conversations, so it almost like forces you to have an opinion right away without just like actually analyzing it and seeing like how you really feel about it. Like, I feel like if a celebrity says something, like, okay, they should say it if they truly understand it and they truly believe that. But I don't think that anybody should be forced to say anything
just for like to look good,
to appear like, oh, I said something. It's like, no, like, okay, let me understand it, let me soak it in, let me get it, like, how I feel about it, and then I'll say something, you know. Or maybe I won't. Maybe somebody's doing stuff behind the scenes. They don't always have to be vocal about something. Yeah. So it's just, I don't know. I don't agree with that. I feel like it's part of the cancel culture. I feel like it's almost like pressuring people to, you know, think and feel a certain way. But I think there's other ways to get across, like, your opinion across and help people if you really want to help people.
And then if they do say something, then y'all might think they say the wrong thing and they want to cancel them. They're like, I'm trying to help. And
then ultimately, there's no right or wrong thing. Like, or how can I say?
But there's some wrong things. But.
Yeah. I should say right or wrong timing. Like, essentially what I'm trying to say is that you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. Because if you speak up and you speak out, like you said, oh, he only did it because he was forced to say it. If you don't say it, then you're silent.
Right.
And your silence equals violence. Like, calm down, people. Like, let that person kind of think about it and see. And then speak out when they're ready, you know, if they end up speaking out. But that doesn't automatically all the time mean that they're not supportive.
Well, what do you think can be done to stop this? Like what do you think?
I think that people should really lay out exactly, like, what are the examples of what you find to be so bad? Like, what are you, like, if you're putting this bill out, is because you've identified certain behaviors, which I don't think necessarily is all of drag, right? It's not every single drag queen. It's not every single person in the community. It's not indicative of the entire community. So, like, show the examples. What are you talking about? And, you know, after you showing those examples, you know, the other side really needs to counter with what their point is. And, you know, both need to establish an understanding, you know, some grounds for what they feel is appropriate and what they deem to be adult entertainment. Like, what is adult entertainment? What is, you know, what is appropriate for adults only? What kinds of things can kids see, and then move forward from there. But basically,
families need to start raising their own families. Start letting the internet raise them.
Right, and then,
or drag queens raise them.
Yeah.
Or drag race raise them.
Or just shows. But I also feel like, you know, I don't think like anyone should be banning like if they're talking about like businesses and things like that. That's not right, because you don't know how businesses are making their money. Drag queens do this for a living. You know, you're keeping people from their livelihoods. So I don't think that's right. So you also have to think of like the whole ecosystem that you're basically trying to
disrupt.
You're disrupting, and I don't think that's fair. Like, obviously, you know, sometimes, you know, you talk to somebody, and if you see them doing something which you find wrong, you just talk to them and say, hey, I don't think this is appropriate. Like, if y'all have kids here and you got, you know, certain drag queens dressed in a certain way or talk in a certain way, just say, hey, you know, this is not an appropriate place for children. Can we have the children escorted out or something, and then adjust, right? And it doesn't have to go to this level. Like, people should just be responsible and be respectful to one another. But yeah, it's never gonna happen. Because society is run by left, right, and what, you know, politicians and celebrities and money and what they feel is best to control people. So who cares?
All I'm gonna say is that
let's just sit in your living room and make videos all day.
I'm scared of like when the older gens and everybody like passes and like the world is left with the new people. I'm sorry. I'm scared for y'all. You know. But anyway, I think, you know, that's what we have to say, you know, on it right now, and we would love to hear y'all's respectful, mature comments and replies. Rain, whoever, girl, mods, get ready to work a double shift, because I see it for y'all. But on a lighter, sweeter note, we're gonna try some of these. Well, I already had them, but she's gonna try these lovely Moby caramel puffs sent by Quirius.
I just want to say to my, where's she from again? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I just want to say to my Filipino people out there, they're like the sweetest people out there. I only know one word in Filipino, Tagalog, and I hope I'm saying
baka,
this.
baka.
Well, I know how to say magandang araw. I hope I said that right.
Canceled. You did say that they make their stuff tough to open. You gonna spill it all on the floor.
My hands are like, yeah.
Women, you can't live with them. You can't live without them.
It smells really sweet. Oh.
Cavity Central.
I know. I'm like, dang. I'm gonna have to definitely.
But it's so good though. They taste like pops.
They're not as sweet as they smell. They're not as sweet as they smell.
But it's so light. Like it's like light. Yeah, like this simple little light puff.
I love.
But yeah, thank y'all for watching the video. I'm already scared editing it because she talks so much. Pray for us. Okay, thank y'all for watching. Thank you for doing it.
Of course.
Y'all see her for the finale of Drag Race, right?
Yeah, sure. If we're not canceled by then.
We will be. And yeah, love y'all, and stay beat. She's chewing. Stay beat.
Stay beautiful.
But most importantly, stay blessed.
Kimacho or Kimochi.
Bye.
PlayStation